Now I'm just going to disconnect this, and then we're going to see where it goes up to. Dude, look at that. This is charging at 20 volts, 28, 20 volts. Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Awesome Falls Mechanics, and on today's video I got this 2005 Dodge Magnum right behind me. So the issue with this Dodge Magnum, customer was complaining while they were driving and noticed that the battery light was coming on. So they tried to do some repairs, but the crazy thing is when they hooked up their multimeter, they had a crazy reading. They told me it was showing 1.0. I gotta check that out. So how about in today's video we try to figure out this vehicle and give it back to the customer. All right, so we're in the vehicle right now, and as you can see we have some replaced parts right here. So they did say that, I think previously there was a junkyard computer in here. They do have another fuse box, and I think this goes to the fuse box as well. It goes on the side, and they showed me some other stuff over there. I'll show you in a little bit, but let's see if this will do it. Let's see if it even turns on. All right, he did state that whenever he's driving, that's when the light comes on, and I don't know how long this is going to take, but she turns on, I can tell you that. But like I said, one of the things that he did talk about was it did show an off reading. So I really want to check out that, but I want you to see exactly what we have under the hood. And it's kind of crazy right here, but we're gonna test that out. We're gonna see what we get, and then we can finally see what we're seeing right now. So let's go to the front of the vehicle and let me show you what we have. All right, so check this out right here. This is actually the cable that goes to the alternator down there. So you can see right there, and it runs over here, and there's some little repairs done on this side, but check this out. This is exposed right here. You know, this is probably going to be our issue here, but what I heard is that he added this splice right here because this was cut, and then he had some testing ports right there, or checking that he was trying to test it out right there. So what I want to do right now, I want to check out what voltage we get, because he did tell me that the voltage difference from here and here are a lot different. So that's what I want to look at. And like I said, they did change out the PCM there, but right now my main concern is I want to see what we have here, what we have back here, and what we have right here. And I just want to look at all our voltages, and we can kind of see what voltage reading we're having. Just kind of curious what we're gonna get. Let's just check this out. Let's pull out our multimeter. All right, cool. So we have our multimeter here, and what we want to do is just kind of set it up there. Let's set everything up right now so we can get a good volt reading, and we're gonna just keep on testing all this out. So let's get it set up. All right, so what I want to do, we're gonna hook up one end to ground. There we go, and we're just gonna try this one first. All right, so we have 11.42 volts. Then we're gonna check out this right here. All right, 11.8, not too off. And then we're gonna look at this right here. We're gonna go down here and look at that. All right, so they're kind of close to each other, but I'm going to let you know the customer did state on this that whenever the vehicle is off, that's the reading that he's kind of getting. This is about the same. He says once he turns it on, that's when you start seeing all the craziness. So I'm going to move this out the way right here, and we're going to hook this back up to this. So we're just going to be using that. Now let's go inside, let's crank this engine over, and let's see what we get. All right, check that out. All right, so this is what the customer was talking about. He said he got a 1.00 reading. What is that? When you get a 1.00 reading, that means that it is out of range. What we want to do, let's check this out. We have it on 20 range. We want to move it to 200. Dude, look at that. This is charging at 20 volts, 28, 20 volts. That is crazy. This is charging at almost 30 volts right here. So we're gonna put this back down. So right now we're gonna go to our alternator. All right, so we still have 30 volts right there. So what's going on? Why is it doing that? We have our control side, and this is controlled by the PCM. So what I can do, there's a connector down inside, and what we can do, we can pull it off and see what happens. Sometimes, remember, we had a video on a Honda, and it goes to default. See if this one does this. All right, cool. So as you can see right here, it's a little bit lower. So it's at 11 volts, 12 volts. Put it back on, goes up to 30. You can actually hear the difference. So I'm just gonna put it back on. Now what we can do, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna move this to over here. Now we're gonna see what reading we get. And look at that, 11.8 volts. So basically it looks like the same voltage whenever we remove that. So what's going on here? We have 20 volts here, 12 volts on this side. This goes down to the bottom, so does this cable. So this cable right here goes down to the bottom. They both go down to the bottom. They should meet up at a certain point. When I'm thinking of something, I'm thinking maybe starter or something like that. Could they all be meeting up at the starter? That's what I'm thinking. But I want to try something out right here. I want to see if I can bridge this to that and see if our voltage stabilizes. Because what I'm thinking is that this voltage is not making it over here, and this is being read off by the computer. So if the computer sees that we have low voltage, it's probably going to send a greater command to the actual alternator. So we're going to try some stuff. I'm going to bridge this together, and I'm going to hook up my scan tool too, and I'm going to see the duty cycle on this. So we're going to check out the duty cycle, bridge them together, see what it is, and then add all that up together. So let's get a scan tool right now. We're going to check out the duty cycle coming out from this actual alternator right now, how it is, and then I'm going to see if we can bridge this together, see if we see any difference. So let's get that hooked up first, and then I'll see what we find out. Alright, sorry for the glare right here, but right now what I want to look for, and if we can find this, we're just going to find this generator. So we're at 100%, that is crazy. And let's check out our voltage. Battery voltage, it's 11 volts. So we got 11 point whatever right there. We have 11 volts here. What I'm gonna do, because I really can't see this that good, I just want to keep up this right here. So we're just gonna go full screen so we can see 100% right there. Hopefully we can catch that 100%. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bridge this together, and I'm gonna see if we have a little drop. All right, what we're gonna do right here, I got these little cheap jumper cables, and what we're gonna do, just gonna bridge that. Okay, all right, there's a dip right here. It did drop to 85, and now look at this right here. We're about 3.6 volts. Duty cycle, trying to find something there. Now let's move this over here. All right, a little bit better. 15.8 volts. Still a little bit high, so there's still a voltage drop somewhere right here from here to here. Because as you can see, we got 15.8, but then if we go here, we got 13.8. So there's a potential difference right here. And what we can do is a voltage drop with our multimeter. And there's our drop right there of 1.8 volts right there. So we're checking out the difference from here to here, and that's 1.8 volts. So our duty cycle is dropping a little bit, but still not what we want. Now, what I gotta see, what is going down there, because something's happening there. Let me just move this back over here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down to the bottom right here and see the voltage on this. Alright, you see 16 volts right there. That looks a little bit better. Now I'm just going to disconnect this, and then we're going to see where it goes up to. 30 volts, back, 15 volts. Duty cycle is dropping over here. Now the main thing is, what's going on, what's happening, is our issue down there. So let me pick up this vehicle right now. I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to see how it looks in the bottom, because this should be meeting up somewhere in the bottom. So we got to see what we got. So let's go underneath there, see what we find out. All right, so we're underneath the vehicle right now. All right, we see the starter right here, and I think we found our problem. Check that out. Don't do this at home, kids, because this looks burnt, but it's cold to the touch. Oh Jesus, look at that. It's completely look at that, man. It's completely gone. There's nothing there. There's nothing holding it, nothing actually going up to there. What we have here, that should be the cable that's going to be from the alternator going down to here, which is hooked up to another cable, you see? So this cable right there, that hooks up to another cable that's right back there. It's right here, but once I take my finger off, right there, and that goes up to the junction block or the fuse block. Yeah, that's what's going on. And we're actually, when we bridge that cable right there, it's because this wasn't making any connections. Let's see how much this wiring harness is, and we'll see what we need to do right here. This is nuts, man. Look at that. Woo-wee. Okay, that is gone. Let's see what we can find out. All right, let's check this out. All right, so this is what we got right here. We went to a secondhand place and we got this wiring harness. The only issue about this wiring harness, that it has some broken connectors right here. So that, as you can see right there, there's some cut connectors, and all I want to use from this is basically going to be what went from the alternator to the starter, and then from the starter up to the top. As you can see right there, there's some cut connectors. We're just going to get what we need. So let me just fast forward right here. I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to get. Man, I wanted to use this one, but there's other connectors that I did find off of this that were broken or just torn off. So rather than using this, as you can see right there, another two cut ones, rather than using this one, what we're going to do, we're just going to take off that main cable that we have right here, and then we're just going to cover it up with that protective sleeve right there. So let's go to it so I can show you how it looks. Alright, so there we go. We got this little cable off of the wiring harness. As you can see, this is a little protective sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. But this is the cable that was damaged, so we're going to go back to the vehicle. We're going to put this on, and hopefully this is going to be the fix right here. So let's go to the vehicle. Let's see what we get. So now we're good. We have the wire from the starter to the alternator. Not the prettiest thing, but right now I just want to test this out, verify everything's okay. Whew. Alright, first and foremost, let's hook this up to a ground, and let's hook this up to power. All right, we're at 11.8 volts. I have my key right here, so right now what I'm going to do, battery is already hooked on, and we just want to turn this on. All right, let's see what we got. All right, 14.4 volts. Heck yes. Now let's go over here to our duty cycle. Our duty cycle is still 100%. That's just kind of weird, but let me see if we have any voltage drops from here to our alternator. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna hook this up to our alternator. There you go. We have some movement right there, but back then it was 2 volts. Let's go to the back of the vehicle, and I want to see what the voltage is over there. So I actually want to check that out. Remember in the beginning of the video I was telling you that there's a wire that was running. They kind of ran the wire up here, and it goes all on the side of the vehicle. But right now what I want to check out right here, and we have another fuse box down here too, so we can have a better perspective on what's going on. So as you can see, this is 13.5 volts. So now we have another voltage drop, and I gotta see where this cable is going to, because that could be one of the main issues too, because it runs from over here all the way to the back. So let's turn off this vehicle. Let's see what we find. All right, we're inside the vehicle, and you can see the wires hanging right there. And then if we go right here, see what we can find. There's our cable. Okay. All right, let me tighten this up. Let's see how it looks, and then we're going to test everything out verify or fix. All right, that is tightened up. Let's check this out. First and foremost, what I want to do, turn this on. Now let's go to the front of the vehicle and look at this. We're at 14.38. It's kind of bouncing around right there, but we've had it running for about 5 to 10 minutes now. Now let's go inside and look at the scan data, and I just want to look at the actual alternator duty cycle. That's one of the most important things. Now we'll go inside, we're going to check that out, see what we get. All right, so we're in scan data right here, and what I want to look at, this generator duty cycle. Look at this. Now we're about 70 to 60. Now we can check out our voltage. See if we can find that. Our target voltage right here at 13.7, and our battery voltage right here around 13.7, 13.8. That's why our duty cycle is a little bit lower now, because now we're exactly where we want it at. So there you go. That's going to be a fix right there. Like I told you on the video, I'm going to tell the customer still to change out the alternator, especially that it was really running at a high, like I said, duty cycle right there, and producing about 30 volts. He does have a warranty on it, so he's going to change that out. And then as well, we're going to change out the starter. But there you go. This is what I want to see right here. That's a fix right there. So there you go. If you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that little notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Miles Mechanics. You take care. You have a nice day.